Certina just released a new DS Action diver for the fine taste of watch enthusiasts. A new reduced case size, ceramic bezel, adjustable clasp, and a new extreme shock concept. This is basically the first watch to host the new DS system. The addition of the 40.5mm case for the DS Action is the natural move, as the 43mm is more of a diving tool and the 38mm feels to be more like a heritage model. Certina basically sized and upgraded the DS Action to perfectly combine both worlds. The world of well-sized heritage divers with the world of the ISO standard tools. So shout out to Certina and many thanks for sending this DS Action for review. In my opinion, great move and great updates. If you can imagine, this version has a more luxurious vibe, which, without offending the brand, it reminds me of the actual Rolex Submariner, just to give you a dimension of look and feel, which is not bad, right? So the way I see the purpose of this model isn't of a niched watch to wear it and only enjoy it for summer vacations. Through its quality, robustness and sizing, this feels like a complete super robust, worry-free watch which works as a daily companion on the wrist, but also I would say as a complement collector, because due to its lacquered appearance with discrete golden accents, this diver is a looker. So if you wondered what upgrade Certina did to the new DS Action, here are the followings. Firstly, it received the new DS Concept Extreme Shock Resistance, which we'll get back to that in a second. It received also a nice lacquered ceramic bezel which is well engraved and accented with golden coated accents. 20mm between the lugs, which is massive in my opinion because it's easier to host common strap sizes to it. Has an adjustable clasp for diving purposes, or better said, it was borrowed from the toolish 42mm version, the 38mm version having a simpler clasp. Also, the dial was slightly readjusted with a nicely bottomed block of text which looks more appealing in my opinion. The new DS Action comes in 4 versions. There is this golden accented stainless steel case with a bracelet. There is also a NATO version in the same color combo. There is curiously a white dial version and a titanium version with a navy blue dial and ceramic bezel. All these versions are retailing below $900, so quite valuable, I'd say. As market positioning, the new DS Action sits below $1,000. This is actually recognized as a solid diver which, through its size, price, movement and premium finishing, provides a better value overall than its competitors, being capable now with the latest additions to fight with higher tier divers. As mentioned, this 40.5mm DS Action diver comes with the latest extreme shock resistance concept. The iconic DS concept was relying mainly on the rubber ring which was surrounding the movement with reinforced gaskets to provide maximum robustness, longevity and anti-magnetism. This is a concept which was developed over 60 years ago, and the turtle from the caseback was the symbol. Actually, the turtle from the caseback and the system itself lured me into falling in love with the brand. I personally enjoyed their commitments to this concept no matter the trend, but also because they always had good fundamentals. Besides the classic features of the double security principles, scratch-resistant sapphire crystal, a reinforced caseback and a sophisticated sealing system, this concept was supplemented by 3 additional elements. The movement is screwed down into the case by means of a thin ring-shaped nut which provides increased stability, especially in the event of vibrations. The same purpose is fulfilled by a wafer-thin metal plate that is embedded between the dial and the movement. And finally, the watch's sapphire crystal has also been redesigned. It is now reinforced, and on some models it is also slightly domed. This distributes the shock waves even more evenly in the event of an impact. According to Certina, extensive test has proven that all these measures gives the watch a level of shock resistance that far exceeds the requirements of the ISO 1413. In fact, the new DS Concept Extreme Shock Resistance timepieces can withstand G-forces of such magnitude that the test device was pushed to its load limit during testing. As designed, the DS Action is known to me, and I consider it one of the most appealing and balanced diving watches out there, especially in the $1,000 price range. In details, the DS Action was resized and refined finishing-wise, and I think with each new version they are constantly improving the perceptual feeling of the case through better finishing. So the case is nicely finished with a vertical brushing on top and side polish facets, having the same rhythm applied on the fully brushed bracelet. And the bracelet indeed is made to serve both worlds, comfort on a daily basis but purpose for diving, having the adjustable clasp which can be actioned by pressing the secondary pushers. The DS Action bezel was updated a couple of years back. Now it's a coinage bezel. It is more elegant and hosts a nicely finished ceramic bezel, which is engraved and coated inside with a crystallized golden paint, I would say. I think this is a touch which makes the watch to look even more premium. The dial is finished on a lacquered appearance. It's made in the same tone with the bezel. It is contrasted by highly polished markers and hands. The dial is gilded, so to speak, but without having those golden accents on the chapter ring, which is angled in our case. As spacing, the dial is balanced by the conical cardinal markers combined with the minute rounded ones. They are filled with lume to serve the diving purposes, and I think Certina is fulfilling nicely the compositional space with the addition of the hands also, the hour hand as an arrow and the pencil hand for the minute one. And I have to say, I like the new lettering from the bottom. The fonts were adjusted, made more modern, and I think it looks way more appealing, especially with the golden bottom line, which was widened to create a nice pyramid block of text. The lume is good on this DS Action, but I think Certina can capitalize better on this aspect of the incandescence, which can be better managed, in my opinion. As specs, the watch has a bit of presence on the wrist, measures 40.5mm in diameter with 48mm as lug tip to lug tip, 14mm in height, has 20mm between the lugs and weighs around 170 grams. It is a bit weighty. The watch features a reinforced sapphire crystal, a screw-in crown, 30 bars as waterproofness. It is ISO 6425 compliant, has a ceramic bezel insert with 120 clicks, the iconic turtle on the case back. We have the new DS Extreme Shock Resistance concept, which is a smart shock distribution concept, and inside we have the caliber ETA Powermatic 8611. The caliber, based on the ETA 2824, has the Nivacron anti-balance spring, which is anti-magnetic and has 80 hours as power reserve. As wearability, although has 40.5mm in diameter, it wears pretty much like a 41mm case. It is a bit robust and has a bit of weight. The good part is the watch, through its solid bracelet and the mechanism of the adjustable clasp, balances the watch head. The weight is distributed evenly and overall it feels very comfortable on the wrist. I often forgot I have it on my wrist. Final thoughts. Exciting updates from Certina. I like the way they provide substance to their watches. I like the anti-shock distribution system, and I appreciate the idea of sticking to their own fundamentals. And I also think this is a complete go anywhere do anything watch. It is an ISO standard diver, but also sized and premium enough to be worn on a daily basis, even on formal occasions. So these are my thoughts in regard to the new DS Action. I want to thank Certina for sending this watch for review. I really appreciate it, and I'm also curious to know what do you think about this DS Action diver in 40.5mm. Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much, thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave and stay safe, my friends.